That means you got the idea of what I mean. So just you use it, and then you can visualize these different formats. You can have edit and update and delete and then so on. And then you can you end clients can see, okay, here is the where exactly the geographically located their services, their buildings, their floors, or other information, or any insurance company where their services or customer located, where they are providing the services. And that's all the things. That's the requirement cases or use cases. Maybe you have a different use cases. For our case, we are registering the development plots and buildings and floors and road networks and so on and so forth for very spatial purposes. Very basically, it is focused on the traffic and some transportation systems. How can you visualize the information into the different sources of spatial spatial maps like open layers maps, or Google Maps, or Google Earth Maps, or Yahoo Maps, or Bitmaps, depending. But we try to give it to you the possibilities to find out for your use cases. And now we can say, okay, I deleted this one informations, then maybe that we can plot it another one to import from the other files. You see our primary roads, or major roads. Let's see see the road station information. Maybe this one that is interesting for you. How can you multiple geolocation information? You see there's entry points, some spatial information. Someone to visualize the traffic systems one with the CCTV cameras, or some other sensors. They put it here, some sensors and cameras. Then they can information what type of sensors, cameras is here located. They can also the visualize, or some speed control, or something like that, or some traffic violation systems, and track it and build it. And then this is all the systems is there that they can build it like this. Well, because just like give it to you the ideas and concept, how can you build the things together. That's I mean, that's the possibilities. So if I go to these files, then the files like this, the KML, and you can see what structure it is. And see the basic structure is exactly the same structure is running. This has a folders, it has a styling, very simple HTML, CSS styling. It has the place marker, name, descriptions, and all the attributes, and it has own coordinates. You have the polygons and the outer ring boundary, linear polygons, and coordinate points for your geometry. That's what I mean. So that's everything is same. Just very simple KML file structure. So it's many objects is there. You can plot it, and how many you plot it doesn't matter. But of course, you need, if you have more entry points, you need to get a license from the Google, and then you can plot to what you like to do. So that's what it means. So that means we can plot any sort of geometry, point, line, polygons, or doesn't matter. And how many is depending on your license level. And you can also here you have the possibilities to highlight one specific one, go to the specific one. It says go to the specific one. It gets the specific one highlighting information, and it's click and pop-ups and so on and so forth. This I mean. So we visualize the geometry, or 3D geometry, 3D polygons, and the simple 2D polygons also. And then now we can try to visualize some example from the road networks, the line polygons, multi-line string, or line object, line geometry. That's what I mean. I don't know. I have some examples like some geometry dataset, network dataset. Let's have a try it. So let's have a check it, like major roads in Bangladesh. There is something. Maybe there is something, because it's take times, because today internet will be slower. Oops. It should comes, but it's take times. uh, let's have a try. This is working, so it's getting data because it's a really big files. I mean. Maybe I have no permissions to put it like thousands or 5,000 record into the Google Arts. That's I mean, maybe there is issues like that way. But let's have a try. Check it is works or not. So that's I mean, if you have a really big data, really thousands record into the your KML or shape files or other JSON or GeoJSON files, and it of course is take times to render those use spatial data into the your into the your maps into the your base maps. I mean the from the maps from Google, so maps from Yahoo, maps from the OpenStreetMaps, and what type of things this is depending on the from the use cases. And let's block it somehow. Let's we cannot stop it yet. Maybe it's look like hanged. Yes, this is now is coming. So you see, there's a really big data sets, and that's why it's taking long time for producing those things. You see, it's a really big networks. So it's processing the 72%. So still the processing the data because the zoom in zoom out, because that's why I say this is if you have big data and it has a lot of rendering times, you need some rendering to hold this data to load this data and then visualize this data into the respective Google Art Maps or Google Maps. That's depending what type of maps you're using. Every time it's cases it's happening. Doesn't matter which map technology you are using, map server is using Google Maps or OpenStreetMaps or Yahoo Map or Bitmaps. It's depend. It's all every time it's the question about the data volumes, how many data, how much data you can plot it into the your map system or map providers like Google's or Yahoo or OpenStreetMaps, depending on their business logic or their business policy. So you see, there is many. There is maybe 26,000 road networks information from primary, secondary, tertiary road. They can also do plot it like that way. That's I mean. So you see, all type of geometry can plot it, point line, polygons, and depending how much polygons you have it, and even though you can control it, you can visualize it's all the information that you need, and then you can plot it. So let's remove it, this the big one. We can go to the shorter one, the smaller one. uh, so it's still processing the request, because that's the reason I don't like to plot it like the big data sets. So let's look like we can I go back forth? No, still not the data sets. So it's still the processing, the 100% processing. Still processing is take times to produce it. You have it some you can make some markup, and then you can also the okay, this is the unresponding width, and this is you can also build the points and then marker, you draw it. Yes, so now response is done. So we can remove it, we can remove the features, and then okay,